to As Media Changes. For today's post, I want to talk about CNN Pathfire.
The PR Holy Grail.
Okay, maybe not a holy grail, but it is a really amazing and underutilized tool in the world of public relations. CNN Pathfire is like the Associated Press of broadcast television news. While TV news stations produce their own local content, they obviously aren't producing the national and international stories that they air. For that, they turn to one of two places. One, their own national network. And number two, CNN Pathfire. Pathfire is a digital content distribution system that stations sign up for, so they have access to CNN video. And guess how many stations have signed up for CNN Pathfire? Over 800. That's right, 800. In a lot of markets, every single local station is signed up and using CNN Pathfire. So that means if you get a story picked up by CNN Pathfire, it goes from airing on one station to being available to producers from stations nationwide. So how do you get your story that you got the local guys to come cover sent to CNN Pathfire? You ask. Honestly, that's the best way to do it. When the local stations come to cover your story, ask the photogs, hey, do you send and receive video to CNN Pathfire? And if they say yes, just pick up the phone, call that station's assignment editor, and say, hey, can you feed this to CNN Pathfire after it airs in your station? I think there's some other markets that may find it interesting. Now, don't have them feed that story that nobody else outside your market is going to want to see. You gotta respect their time. But if you really believe there's some other markets that may want to pick the story up and air it, then I say go for it. Here's an example of what leveraging CNN Pathfire can do. In 2008, a couple of friends of mine decided to run across the United States of America. Yep, the entire thing. They averaged roughly a marathon a day for 116 days as they ran from Georgia to San Diego, California. Now, I did PR for them the whole way, calling local markets, having reporters go out and meet up with them on the road, and when they were ready to end their journey on Memorial Day, I made sure to hold the press conferences on the beach of La Jolla, California to watch them arrive. The press conference went great, and there was cameras there from just about every local station ready to watch them dive into the Pacific Ocean and end their journey. This is where CNN Pathfire comes in. I knew if I could get this story to Pathfire, producers all across the country would air it. For starters, I identified one of the local stations that was signed up for CNN Pathfire. I then called the local assignment editor and said, hey, when this story's done airing, would you mind feeding it to Pathfire? I think there's some producers out there that would love to pick it up. He said sure, but it didn't stop there. I then got on the phone with every single station in every single market that these guys ran through. And I said, hey, I got a great follow-up story to a piece you ran a couple months ago, and it's going to be going up on CNN Pathfire in a couple of hours. And then I added this. If you don't see it in the next couple hours, call CNN Pathfire and make sure they pick it up for you. I essentially made sure that we'd have assignment desks from around the country, all calling CNN Pathfire, all demanding the same video. So guess what happened? That one story, that one station came out and shot, got picked up by stations across the country. At least 30 stations in 20 different markets ran that piece that evening. And that is why CNN Pathfire is the PR Holy Grail.